Here is Sub-Zero. Now, Plain Zero.
Oh boy, we got technical difficulties already. Got a little bit of slowing down, but it's there. Audio works. We are go for the Ray Hyclak show, everybody. That's right. The weekly show that never answers the question why, but it's definitely on the ballot every year. Kind of a thing. Not gonna lie to you. But we're here live with you every single Sunday night, 8 p.m. across all platforms. You know where to get it. You know how to find it. And, you know, it's the Ray Hyclak show. Live every single week. I'm trying to get that going. What the heck? I gotta keep my eye on this whole thing as we go in to the Sunday night portion of my life, which is this show. Thank you, as always, to Abraham Drinkin for letting me abscond with your airwaves every single Sunday. Shout out to Mornings with Tree. It looked like she was doing the show from outside today. That was cool. And then the Mental Ward with the Wards. They are two motherfucking funny guys. You can go see them every single Tuesday at the Cove Nightclub, Geneva on the Lake. The peak season right now. Go check them out. Awesome time. And then you got me, which is the Ray Hyclak show every single week. I'm going to tell you that every time. I'm going to tell you to like. I'm going to tell you to subscribe if you find the show. I got a dope show today for you people. I've got an amazing show. This is the kind of show that careers are built off of, and I'll tell you why. I've got everything. I've got billionaire hate. I've got UFC stuff. I have somewhat sexually suggestive license plates. Yes, somewhat suggestive. I should play my music right now. I feel naked right now. Feel very naked. But we're gonna have all that. We're going to have all that shit today on the Ray Hyclak show. It's a catch-up day. It's a catch-up day for the show because last week I spent the entire hour pretty much talking about Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. So I'm going to put some news stuff fire. I am going to talk UFC OKC. I am going to do a video game rant at the end of the show talking about arcade video games. I'm going to have some suggestions. I'm going to have some stuff that should be brought back, especially with the way graphics are now. Graphics now are fucking amazing. That lady didn't deserve that place. Or that plate. I don't know what plate you're talking about. Don't know what plate you're talking about, sir. I'm confused. Who got plate of what? Let's just acknowledge this real quick. Spain. Oh, the license plate. You know what? You got to stay. I have opinion on that license plate, by the way. I have opinions on that license plate and the lady. Nice lady. Wonderful lady. Talk about it in a sec. But shout out to the Spanish people. Spain winning the World Cup today, just about a couple hours ago. So with that, I would love to just give my opinion right now on the World Cup.
Big fucking deal.
Okay, there we move on from it. We can go away from that, focus on sports that actually matter. Because I don't give a fuck about the World Cup. I could give a shit about soccer. I would rather go to the lacrosse World Cup before I go to the soccer world, the FIFA World Cup. It's been exposed as a shitty organization to begin with. I mean, FIFA has come under scrutiny for a lot of stuff. Hi, Ian, Too Valid 22. Thank you, buddy, for being here. I'm just talking FIFA and shit talking the world's most popular sport. And it's just, who gives a shit? It was in this country, Canada, I believe, had some games, and then Mexico got a couple games. We had, what was it, New York, LA, and Dallas, I think. I don't pay attention. I did like watching a lot of like the international fans that came in for the World Cup do the "We're sorry USA" posts, because like they'd see our food and see what we have and see all the insanity that we have, and like our cars. A lot of them were like about the cars, the rent-a-cars that they got and driving on the highway. That was a fun thing to kind of watch during that. But yeah, Spain beat Argentina. And yeah, again,
Big fucking deal.
I'm not a big soccer guy. I know that the All-Star game for the NHL is becoming somewhat of a mini World Cup of its own, which is kind of weird, but woohoo, soccer. It's over, everybody. We can go now as a country another 4 years without ever having to hear anything about soccer outside of maybe MLS. And if you follow like the USL, and I kind of do because of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. So again, glad that it's over. Glad people could come to this country, actually see how dope it really is outside of what you see on the news. And you're able to just kind of look at it and be like, cool, this is a great thing. Hopefully there's a lot of tourism dollars that came in, and a lot of companies made money, especially on flights. You can only hope. You can only really hope. But yeah, I mean, it was something that was kind of, I didn't expect it when we got it about 10 years ago. I think it was, or no, like 8 years ago, I think we did it, where it was like 2 World Cups ago they announced, because I was living in Colorado when they announced the city, or the cities, and the fact that the United States was going to host the World Cup. And I'm not a big thing USA. I was rooting for, obviously, but Argentina, who cares? Spain. It's technically, if you think from a historical perspective, it's like recolonization in the United States, because like Spain beats a country, or do they speak Portuguese? What is Argentinian language? What is Argentini? I don't even know. I'll admit that. Argentinian language. I would assume Spanish, yeah? Yeah, Spanish is the predominant and de facto official language of Argentina. So Spain basically just recolonized Argentina in a different country. They showed why they were Argentina's daddies, and I think who's on that is Messi on that? Yeah, Messi is on Argentina. That's right. Messi's on Argentina, I think. Yeah. I know Messi just because people talk about him. I don't know his stats. I don't know how many World Cups he possibly has had or finals he's been in. I don't know these things. Same thing goes with Spain. Like, I don't know shit about Spain, dog. Like, I know what's his name is done. The one dude, he's officially gone. Ronaldo, he's done now, I guess. So it's, again, I don't know dick about soccer. I can't tell you any fucking players outside of the ones that are like big. But at this point, who gives a shit? Like, it's over. The United States is going to go back in February. We're all going to forget about it when the Super Bowl happens. This country just has mass amnesia on a continental basis, and I love it. But at the same time, it's like we're not going to have another World Cup, at least in our lifetimes, guys. I'm sorry to say. If they announce it, I'll be shocked. Fucking shocked. And they should do games only in the United States. It's big enough. You have plenty of big cities to party with and plenty of MLS cities that would be happy to host. They should have had one in Columbus just as like an honorary game. I don't understand why they didn't put just like not even a quarterfinal, something. Give Columbus of all places, and I'm not even from there, but it's an Ohio town known for soccer. It's one of the first MLS teams ever, and they had the first Manfred Stadium, which did Rock on the Range. It does Sonic Temple every year now. It's the pinnacle of history for American soccer because it was the first single-purpose soccer-only facility in the United States for professional soccer. And it's a beautiful stadium for the soccer setup. I've seen it. I watched FC Dallas swamp fucking Columbus Crew back in this. Oh, God. I think I was like 25 when that was. This is like well over a decade ago. But yeah, you should have gave Columbus something. I think that should have been a major just sort of nod to American soccer is the fact that you had that little big city in Ohio, the biggest city we have in the state, the capital of the state, as the first place to ever put an all-purpose soccer stadium where it's just this is what the framework was used for, is just football straight up, not American football. This was for soccer. And I mean, MLS, it's getting bigger by the year. And for, some MLS cities, I think Seattle too, they had that pride match, which is wild. Ballsy, I'll give them that. Ballsy in a good way, because you had two complete anti-LGBTQ plus IA two-spirit, whatever, and not making fun of it, and just saying, the two countries, and I think it was Pakistan and Iran, were the two countries that had to do a pride game. It just some of the stuff that happened was beautiful for that. And you can go see a bunch of the videos. The Japanese fans cleaning up after themselves was insane. I know they do that, and that's like a custom of theirs, but you freak out Americans when you see that shit. Because usually we're such lazy bastards, me included, that we just, leave it at our seats and somebody gets paid to fucking clean it up at the end of the night. Like it's dope to see other cultures kind of meld with the American culture, which is, it's an interesting world view once you see something like that massive scale uh going on, and people driving from state to state through multiple states to get to certain states, all that stuff. And for them to have positive things to say is a very good thing, and it's appreciated, and especially over the last couple of years. So I think, though, with all that being said, first thing I'm going to bring up so we can just kind of talk about it a little bit here is last night's UFC card in Oklahoma City. It was Kamaru Usman taking on Dricus Du Plessis. And I mean, wasn't a completely lopsided fight, but it was pretty lopsided. I mean, Dricus, for all intensive purposes, had all control of Kamaru Usman and was not only taking him into the deep waters, but Kamaru is an older dude now. Like, he's not the guy that people saw at UFC 210. He's not the guy that was one of the best 170-pound champions of all time. Or one of the best 170 fighters of all time. Shouldn't say champ, really. But like, his knees are shot. He looked like a slower fighter at 185. He did not look good at 185. I think if it's hard for him to get to 170 still, kind of just needs to go, Marty. Like, you just need to like ride off into the sunset, make one more fight in the UFC, make it at 170, and just go off, bro. Cause like, Dricus isn't a spring chicken by any means or, necessary fucking definitions. But he looked like the way faster fighter. The overhand right was there the entire fight, and he got stunned like 3 times. 3 times by Dricus, and it was just kind of it wasn't a I was surprised by the 50-47 myself. I thought it was going to be 48-46 just because it was sort of an evenly matched fight, but I had it 4-1 Dricus. But it was mostly 10-9 through the entire thing. There was no uneven rounds. It was Dricus was the bigger, stronger, faster fighter. Tried to get a couple head kicks in like Leon did back in a couple of years ago against Kamaru, but it just didn't work. He was the slower fighter. His knees have always been bad. And we're seeing now what old man Usman looks like. Straight the fuck up. So, it's sad to see him, kind of becoming the old man here, but you got to just realize that those days in the UFC's 170 division is pretty much over. And guys like Dricus are going to be in 185 for a minute, dude. Like, he's still got a lot of pop to him. So it's very good fight. Let's go down because I do want to talk about all these. Leroy Duncan, or Christian Leroy Duncan, got the win over Jared Cannonier. That one was an obvious win. Cannonier, older fighter as well. So having him be, going through a great 3-round fight, but it wasn't. It was Christian Leroy Duncan all day. I want to talk about Chase fucking Hooper. One, missed weight, disappointed in that. Very disappointed that Chase Hooper ended up missing weight before his fight. I will say fighting has aged this poor bastard so much at this point. Like, he's what? I think he's like what, early 20s. Let me see here. I'm gonna say, yeah, 26, so mid 20s now. Wow. Mid 20s. Definitely filling out. He's gotten his body filled out to the point where he looks like a dude, but he has the face of like a weathered child that worked in a factory in the 70s, like, or the teens. I mean, it's kind of hilarious to see this kid because he started like so young and now he's grown into himself. He's 6'1", missed weight. If he has to do that, then go up. I mean, that's the only real thing I can tell him is like, go to 170. See if 6'1", 170 can fucking work. Cause I mean, he got that body lock in that first round, didn't let it go, had a tight squeeze. I mean, it was under the chin before he got the hand on the back of the head. And for Chase Hooper to be this good, right now, he can be a danger. He can be a very, very, very big danger, dog. So I'm excited to see what this young man can do over the next, at least 5 to 6 years. I see he's 26 now. He's got maybe 7 good years left before it really starts to break down. So we'll see. Though the women's match made me laugh just because, like, Fatima Kline got just decided to spam German suplexes the entire time. And like the fact that this motherfucking broad basically just teched Ricci without having to, hold on, I'm sending this link to a dude in England. Teching a bitch over and over with German suplexes. She did like 3 of them in a row. I mean, she was definitely a softer version of Chris Benoit, without any of the actual mental illness. She got 3 good German suplexes in, and I was extremely excited to watch it. You can go back and watch the fight reaction. There are chapters. You can go to those. You can also, for any of the old Ray Hyclak shows, if you want to go back and watch those, there are chapter lists that you can go to, so you don't have to just watch through the entire show. You can go to certain things I'm talking about in the chapters, in the descriptions down below. And also there's a Buy Me Coffee link and a Venmo link. If you want to support the show, you can do that. Support me with a like as well, you sexy bitches. And it's a good day. It's a good day. We're hanging out here. But yeah, Fatima Kline. I was unfamiliar with Miss Klein before last night, and now I want to see her fight more. I want to see more of her, and I want to see her do what she was doing in that fight. And she shouted out to the big man, which is good. And that was the fight. It's how many takedowns were there exactly? 7 of 9 takedowns. So she hit a good amount of her takedowns. Then this is the fight we opened that combat sports show on. Tommy McMillan taking on Alberto Montes. And McMillan's going to be a problem in the UFC's lightweight division. I foresee this boy, and I don't even mean like a problem for other fighters. I mean legally. Look at him. He has multiple sentences on his juvenile record. Multiple. You can tell. Look at him. And then the hair lip and the hair. The hair was a ballsy choice, by the way. That is a ballsy look. If you want to start, it's like he's Dee Ramon's little brother. Thank you, Tommy. Good to see you too, buddy. Yeah, dude, this was one of the better fights of the night. Surprised it didn't get fight of the night, but I liked it. It was a good way to kick off the night of fights, which you can go back and watch the That Combat Sports Show reaction to that. But you know what we're going to react to now? And I'm going to take that off and just do this. It's time for the Cavalcade of Stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Tonight we bring you 3 rings of spectacular entertainment.
Yep, it's that time again. It is the Cavalcade of Stories, the part of the show where I talk about things that come up in my feed because you have to hear them too. Let me take a drink real quick because I got some stories today, kids. Make me happy. One of them, Tim Danko, already kind of talked about, but the one big one I wanted to discuss is this one. Because this one, Nick Aldis versus Gunther, fucking love it. The national treasure is back. I don't want him to be a champion, but I want the national treasure in a WWE ring. He always deserved it. I felt it was kind of weird that Nick Aldis never got a WWE shot, and he finally gets his chance at SummerSlam. Fuck yeah, baby. I love Nick Aldis. I need to center this a little bit. There we are. Okay. Hold on. So, first story of the Cavalcade of Stories today is a fun one. It's a story that I don't know, when I read it, I kind of chub up a little bit because, like, all right, newsflash, I am unhealthy. Oh well, it's how it happens. You know, life gets in the way of actually giving yourself some much needed shit to fucking, do in your life. And I didn't do those things. I focused on being an entertaining fucking bastard. And it's gotten me a mediocrely, positive show. So I can't really hate on what I've done, but I'm not a healthy dude. Used to be a very healthy guy. Like, worked out all the time, push-ups, sit-ups. I used to do all that shit to stay in shape when I was in high school. Then after I dropped out of college, it became at that point, and that's when alcohol came in. Hence my DUI. But this fucking story, I've kind of heard about this guy, this Brian Johnson guy. He took his own son's blood and like repurposed it, and like it's trying to get like an anti-aging serum out of his child's blood. Real satanic shit, like real adrenochrome drinking fucking wild shit. But like, this dude, I guess, has been trying to slow the aging process down enough in his body where he can live to be 160. And God, man, has a wonderful sense of humor, because now the multimillionaire has been diagnosed with an incurable autoimmune disease. The self-declared biohacker, who used blood transfusions from his teenage son in a quest for eternal youth, has revealed he suffers from a condition known as autoimmune gastritis. Basically put, and this was from Brian's own words, or Johnson's own, Brian Johnson's own words, my stomach is eating itself. So this motherfucker has been going his whole life with the billions of dollars he's accrued somehow, don't really care how, but to do the one thing that a lot of rich weirdos will do, and that is try to outlive that body clock. And I gotta tell you, dude, there's been enough news stories in the past since news about young dudes super healthy, they just collapse in the street. Old dude smoked 55 years, 60 years, sometimes 70 if they were in like if they were 5 when they started. Smokes every day, doesn't get a lick of cancer, doesn't do anything, just dies in his sleep in his 90s. It's genetics is weird, and people trying to actually fuck with it we're learning slowly that there's a lot of stuff you cannot do. And doing blood transfusions and all kinds of shit with your fucking kid's blood and whatever other anti-aging bullshit you're trying to fucking foist off on the world, it's gonna be proven that it just doesn't work. There is a shelf life for humanity, and it's just there. You can't beat it. It's eternal, more than us. That internal clock will eternally hit zero every single time. I mean, we all remember that shitty Justin Timberlake movie. I think it was called Out of Time, where he had like the numbers on the clock in his wrist, and people could buy time and all that kind of stuff. And you just can't. There's a certain point where the body breaks down and, tumors start to fucking form. You get these people who are, have shit genetics to begin with, and they try to elongate their life, and we see shit like this. Now this dude has gastritis because of it. I will if more people show up. I will. I'll do it at the end of the show. Mr. Johnson said he had hoped to solve the disease, which occurs when the body's immune system attacks healthy stomach linings, but admitted it was incurable. Symptoms include anemia caused by shortage of B12 and increase of cancer-inflamed tissues. Look at this guy. He looks like a Ken doll. Come from the omega-3 deficiency. It could be. I don't know. Let's see. Johnson reportedly wakes up at 5 a.m. for an hour-long workout involving 25 exercises. Who gives a shit? He was diagnosed with the condition in May, although was unsure when it developed. He claimed it had happened sometime between childhood, when he ate sugary cereal and fast food, and when he let his health slip and gain weight after his early 20s. Couldn't have been the adrenochrome. Couldn't have been that kind of shit. AIG causes irreversible damage, nutritional deficiencies, anemia, we already did that one, and over a long horizon, elevated cancer risk. So yeah, again, if anything is going to get you, the big casino every time is going to get you. The 48-year-old was undergoing blood testing to decode 1 million immune cells and work out which were attacking the lining of his stomach. And work out which were attacking what. That's not how that should be. The 48-year-old later said he was undergoing blood tests to decode 1 million immune cells and work out which were attacking the lining of his stomach. So he was basically just trying to find out. Undergone a series of plasma transfusions in his quest to fulfill his don't die philosophy. Look at this fucking vampire. Like, look at this fucking guy. Ew. Oh. I got one right there. Casey, hope you're watching. Oh. All right. Yeah, that's gross, dude. It's fucking weird. I don't want to see you eat a booger. I want people to see you eat a I want other people. Well, you just did. So hopefully you clipped it. It's yours. You can use it. Oh man, what a ghoul. Like, just look at this fucking guy. Once they had been identified, we know what therapy path to pursue to shut them down. Obviously, it didn't work. He spent $2 million a year turning himself into a human guinea pig to fulfill this don't die philosophy. Ew, look at him. He looks like a space alien. Like he doesn't look human at all. Well, I think I unfortunately put his body into shock by all the procedures. Yeah, probably pretty nasty, Ray. Thank you, Casey. Appreciate you for being here. I love you so much. I love all of you in the MMA holes and gummy gang community. Yeah, look at this guy. He looks like if Patty the Batty like had alien experiments put on him. I don't like him. He's weird. He's just creepy. Yeah. All right. Next one. My favorite story. One of my favorite stories of the last couple of weeks. It's not my favorite one, but it is pretty fun. Which is I like Wild Cherry Pepsi. I like PepsiCo products. Always been a fan. I have sugar free because I'm trying. Pepsi because I'm not drinking tonight because drank too much over the last week. It's getting bad, guys. It's getting bad. But Wild Cherry Pepsi, whoever came up with this advertisement needs to be put in timeout for just being naughty, dude. Like, what is this? Let me bring this in. It's what is the Wild Cherry Pepsi controversy about permission? Pepsi is facing backlash for now deleted social media posts prompting Pepsi Wild Cherry promoting, if I can fucking read today, Pepsi Wild Cherry that went viral after some users interpreted it as making light of consent, promoting thousands of reactions and widespread discussions online. Screenshots from the ad say Pepsi Wild Cherry is what happens when regular cherries stop asking permission. That's rough. That's a rough thing to put in an advertisement right there. That is a rough advertisement to put on a no, dearest, I will not. But that is a rough advertisement, especially in the climate we are in the last 5 to 6 years. It's a very outgoing person that put that together. And this was last week this happened. Yeah, this happened like 10 days or almost 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it's Pepsi Wild Cherry is what happens when regular cherries or cherry stops asking for permission. That person took an edible before they wrote that and forgot they took the edible. I guarantee you, like, because we've seen some advertisement in the past that's kind of like been raunchy and kind of been like, ooh, but that's just straight up could be interpreted so many ways. And the worst one is what we're thinking. So it's bad, but much of the backlash stems from concerns that the post appeared to make light of issues surrounding consent, essay, and essay, which the critics are arguing the post crossed the line. It's a very, very, very thin one too. Like, especially with just how casual this Twitter post is. It's whoever did this. I mean, they probably don't have their job right now. Let's see. Did they mention anything about it? Pepsi. You're being left behind. You're being left on red. I'm in their hand. We are not the same. Crack me, sip me, tease me, taste me, but please don't shake me. Pepsi went unhinged for a day. That I didn't even realize it went that deep. Like whoever was doing this, like either was getting fired anyway, or was on, they were on the way out and trying to find another job. Like they were gonna get fired and they knew it, or they were just looking for a reason to get fired. Because that for Pepsi, that's fucking hardcore. I'd expect that from I don't know, fucking Doritos, but just Pepsi, the actual thing? Fuck, that's wild. What does it say? Don't make me switch to Coke because we find out, we're on Epstein Island or something. Fuck yeah. Fucking good shit. Sugar-free, no more alcohol. Diet so that you don't become too gay. It's too late for that, Casey. It's fine. They've the company deleted the original post and has not to date addressed the deleted post. Obviously, they're not gonna fucking have somebody just all, I think the days of what Bill Burr talked about are pretty much over. Where he talked about the podium, where you say something, it's like, oh God, I'm sorry, I have one black friend. I think those days are over, and we're in the era of delete and copyright strike people to make sure that they don't see what's going on or hide anything from whistleblowing. We're in a weird state right now when it comes to that, but I like it because I get to talk about it. But yeah, they're not going to address it. They're just going to delete the tweet, act like it never happened, and fucking move on. Now, let's go to my favorite story of the week, because grandma can get it, dog. I'm not going to lie. This story is awesome. If you haven't seen it already, wow. That is a horrifying video, or a horrifying thing right there. Let me crop this. This is CBS Miami, by the way. Shout out to them. So this elderly woman in Miami has, let's put this a little bit behind here and clean it up a little bit. There we go. Got a new license plate, and the license plate is SQZ, which could be interpreted as squeeze. Now let's see what she got for the last 3 digits.
Really? Really? No. GMV, no. That's what I said. No GMV. You're going back. That's what I said.
When Nancy Delastrita went to collect her mail, she got quite the surprise, a new license plate with her vehicle registration renewal.
And I looked at it, and I said,
I love it. Squeeze ass, baby. You gotta, it's, the A55 is pretty funny. These are the kind of things that pop up by accident just because it's the next one on the pile. A lot of times DMVs, if you go to a DMV for anything and you see them, they'll just bring out, the license plate, hand it to the person, tell them to have a great day, and that's the registration that they have. This poor lady, she just got squeeze ass on there, and now she's having a good time with it. And I like the ending of this story, so just stick around. Did my mic die? No. Hold on. Just stick around. Did my mic die? No, it was one of those. I had to unplug it and replug it in, but it's fine now. It sounds good on the phone. Let me me see. Am I on the audio that belongs? Yes, I am. Woohoo! But so I mean, she's like I think a mid 70s woman. So it's kind of it is a funny little like thing to happen.
Said, I don't think so.
The plate reads SQZA55.
Squeeze ass.
But from a distance, those 5-5s can be read as
an invitation.
S's. Well, you get the picture. Squeeze blank.
I don't think a woman that lives in a senior community.
We know what goes on in senior communities, darling.
That's going to be 77 years old.
Like I said, mid to late 70s.
Next month, we'll be driving around with what this plate has to say.
If you watch the story, it does take a nice little twist. Hold on.
Say.
The plates become the talk around her retirement community.
It's a retirement community.
Especially the men. We were with her when she showed it to one of her 89-year-old neighbors.
That guy looks fun.
And this is what I received from the DMV for my new license plate. That's good for 10 years. Good. Good?
That's an old man right there that doesn't care.
Nancy's plate was mailed from the Broward Property Tax Collector's office. We went there to try to help her get some answers.
What is there to answer, though? Like, that's the thing with this is like, sure. Is it kind of funny? Yeah, but does it involve an I-team? You know, it like an I-team fucking investigation on why she got squeeze ass as her fucking license plate? I don't think so. Let's continue.
The question about a tag, if you want to replace a tag. And while no one wanted to talk on camera, we were told anyone unhappy with a plate can turn it in for another one for free.
I'm kind of resigning to it. And I figured maybe it was just destined to be on my car.
So for now, Nancy's keeping the tag, although she is planning to let the state know about it. She'll see the reaction when she goes public with her new plate.
I can handle it if I get a few honks here and there. Actually, being over 70, I might like a few honks.
Right. I like that. And she probably will now. But, it's funny. Because usually when that shit happens to like old people, you kind of, you're happy that at least something funny is happening to them and not a hip injury, You don't need them having their cats eat their toes. Oh, man. All right, so I did want to talk about something, and this is what we're going to end the show with. It's a little bit of a rant. I don't have like a little gimmick for it. I don't have like a video, so we'll just pop into it. I'm a middle millennial. I grew up in the early 2000s, late 90s, when video game culture was really starting to become a thing. Really started to become big because of things like Tech TV, X-Play, which people have talked about X-Play and Tech TV over and over again. Attack of the Show, all of those shows built a culture of nerd that exists today. And there is something I wish we still had. And I'm gonna put this like that. Gonna bring that down a little bit. I put this above it, that way I can fuck with it. Alright. But like I miss the days, and the NBA recently released a video game called, I think it was called NBA Run the Streets or something like that, which is a like a street ball kind of game, and it hasn't really gotten that good of reviews from what I've seen. I haven't really like seen a lot of people like for the game, but what I miss was like this shit. And I'm probably gonna get a fucking whatever for it, but it's Yeah, I mean, if you look at this game and what it was, let's go over to it here. Right there's fine. I mean, the old big logo, fucking sweet. But, like, let's get to some gameplay real quick here, too. Like, look at how awesome this gameplay was. Like, the cell shading is gorgeous. And, like, I feel like we've lost our way when it comes to, like, cell shaded games. From, like, because we basically have just gotten NFL 2K25 since or 2000 or 2K5 since the Madden exclusivity deal. Games used to have fun shit. You used to be able to look at games where dudes are jumping 15 feet high. They're doing all the fucking, stuff that you want them to see. My favorite game is a game called Blitz the League. It's a franchise that I think we need a Blitz the League 3. It's the injuries in that game are so detailed, and we've lost sort of the ability to create games like this where you have where is it? Wait, where is it? Here are the injuries. There's one of the injuries right there. Fucking, they would go into the body for that. Let's see a couple others here. The hits were brutal. And the game, I mean, you could target the certain areas. Let's see what ruptures right here. Ruptured testicles right there. I just got a DCM. I just got the stream shut down for that because, it's how that works. But we need more of these kind of games. Like, not even the wrestling games. The arcade wrestling games were great. They were not. They were terrible. We really haven't had a great sports arcade game. I mean, NFL Street, another great game where you could fly off the walls and do 360-degree flips over dudes on your way while stunting to the end zone. Those games, we need those back. I'm tired of Madden. I'm tired of all of these different simulation games. We've lost the ability to want to actually see a good arcade sports game anymore. I mean, shit, even like SSX, the tricky one, which I think was number 3, was great. Those games, man, like, those were such an encapsulation of, like, how much we loved sports in this country, to the point where we were willing to play games that, were complete gross arcade arcade games where you could break arms, for fuck's sake. So I kind of, I want to see more of those. I haven't played Run the Street. I'm gonna wait for that when it comes out. But I'm gonna call it a night, you sexy bastards, as we end another edition of the Ray Hyclak Show. Win an hour. If you want, go see the chapters. They'll be up tomorrow morning. If you want to watch the replay, heading up to DCMA for showing some stuff. Who knows? Who the fuck knows anymore with YouTube? If you want, also, I offer this show on a Rumble, most uncensored place on the planet. You can ask me whatever you want. Wow. Okay, it's louder now. It's the music playing over it, I think, too. Doesn't help. And the mic settings. Yeah. All right, well, children, like I said, I'll be back next week for the Ray Hyclak show every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only online because radio won't touch me. You guys have a great night, and remember, no matter where you're at in life, all you have to think is these words, and that is, everybody gets buzzed. See you later.